Turkey.
From Turkey, okay. And I have maybe 3 or 4 questions for you, sir. And they're kind of direct questions. So the first one is, what if today is your last day here on planet Earth? You would get an accident and you would die. Do you think that God will allow you into heaven?
Yeah.
You have to think quite some time. But do you believe in God?
I mean, if there is... Yeah.
Yeah? And do you follow any religion?
Natuurlijk niet, want je blijft natuurlijk wel gewoon studeren.
You're a Muslim, and of course I speak to Muslims all the time, and I even today, and I asked a Muslim what is the requirements for heaven, and he said it. I believe he said there was like 5 points to follow. For example, going to Mecca and praying 5 times a day. But so there's many people tell me many different reasons what they should do to go to heaven. But what do you think is the requirement for heaven?
Believing in God.
Mm-hmm. That would be a good start, yeah? And I would actually agree with that as a Christian. But for me, as an evangelist, how I would explain it is not just believe in a God, but actually believe in the God of the Bible and in Jesus Christ. So in Christianity, it's not about all the things that you can do to please God, like going to church or be baptized or give money to poor people or be a good person. It's actually about trusting God, so believing in Him. And most people that I speak to, even today I spoke to some Christian ladies, and they thought that they will be accepted into heaven because they follow commandments. They're trying to not steal or lie or murder, and they think that they can somehow earn their way into heaven by being a good person. But how do you see this, sir?
In Christianity and in Muslims, the way to go to heaven is by believing in God. And even if you are a bad person, at least in Muslims, I'm not sure if it's also in Christianity, as long as you believe in God, you go to heaven. But if you are a bad person, first you need to go to hell a bit and pay for your sins stuff.
And are you a bad person?
Probably not.
No? Okay. Well, that's a bit different than what I believe. I believe that hell is actually for people that do not believe, and hell is forever. It's not like temporary, because the Bible speaks about everlasting life or everlasting punishment. So it's very good or very bad. And the deciding factor between where you're going to spend eternity is actually if you believe what Jesus Christ, who He is and what He did for you. And do you know something about Jesus Christ?
A bit.
Yeah, because what determines if you go to heaven is what you believe about Jesus. I can show it to you. I have it on this card. A nice Bible verse for you to know is this one. Somebody asked a question, what must I do to be saved? So this person wanted to know, hey, how can I escape hell? And they said, believe on the Lord Jesus Christ and thou shalt be saved. So they're not saying believe in Jesus Christ and pray 5 times a day and be good and help other people. No, it's just believe, and if you do it now, you are saved now. It says be saved. It's not like in the future, it's right now. So that's the good news of the Bible. You can be
Right now.
born again or become a son of God right now by putting all the trust for your salvation in what Jesus did for you. And what did He do? God sent His Son Jesus Christ to the earth to live a sinless life, so He never made any mistakes, He never broke God's commandments, and then He was crucified. And you've heard about this probably.
Yeah.
And God says, well, in doing so He paid for the sin of the whole world. So every mistake that you have ever made and will make in the future is already taken care of, is already paid for by Jesus Christ. And God says, if you believe that I did it for you, then you've become my son, or in this case you're my son. You are born again and you will go to heaven, even though maybe you won't even go to a church, or maybe you never pray or do good stuff. You will go to heaven. But of course, if you go to heaven and you'll end up there, and then you might regret, hey, why did I not live my life for God? But you will still go to heaven, right? So that's the good news I want to share with you. I made a video and it's on YouTube. This is the Dutch title. And I speak in Dutch, but it has English Bible verses, so maybe it's helpful for you anyway. So please watch it one day, and of course I hope to see you in heaven.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
You too.